Hi everybody, Stephan Smith, Artsmith Craftworks. I just wanted to go through quickly and show you how I construct one of the designs that I use as fins on my steampunk airships. What you can see here is a cutout of corrugated cardboard. You can use whatever corrugated you'd like. Sometimes I use pizza boxes, sometimes I use moving boxes, whatever thickness of cardboard happens to suit the purpose at the time. I cut out the particular shape, sometimes by hand, sometimes with other methods. And then one of the ways that I do something with this is make it look like it's got copper plating on it. So to do that, I just take a piece of random fiberboard, cardboard, packaging material that you'd get something in the store packaged in. And for this particular thing, it's a box that had, plastic bags in it. And it's just that real thin paperboard you're all familiar with. And then I take just a simple, metallic copper paint of whatever kind you want, bronze, copper, silver, whatever color you like, and I paint a couple of coats of that metallic copper paint or metallic paint on this cardboard, let it dry, and then I cut that into strips. So you can see here that I've done that, and you can see that they vary in color, and those look quite a bit like metal when they're done. You can see that they've got kind of a gloss to them as we move back and forth. And those get put on, these pieces of corrugated cardstock, stacked up, layer, 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 with wood glue or white glue or whatever you like. And so they wind up looking like this, okay? So you can see if you mix the colors of the metallic paint, then it looks like you've got different pieces, different kinds of metals going on there in strips, and you do that on both sides like so. Then what I do is I edge that with something that also looks copper, and what I'm going to use here are just basically they're bamboo coffee stir sticks. And it's maybe a little difficult to tell here. Let me see if you can see that. They've got kind of an oval shape. They've been sanded to be kind of oval, so they have a bit of a roundedness to them. When you paint those, they wind up looking like this, and you only really want to paint one side. So they have a metallic look as well. And you can use whatever metallic paint, again, that you want. But then they work really well when you take and put them on the edge of this corrugated cardboard to cover that corrugation up. So you can see that I started doing that with these, and I just use wood glue, and I've got it rubber banded in place so that they stay where they're supposed to be until the glue dries, and then they wind up looking nice and neat, as you can see here. So they've got like a nice trimmed out metallic edge. From there you can go in, and I haven't done that yet here obviously, but you can add a green or whatever patina so that looks like it's corroded and whatnot. And then I also go in and I add dots of paint to represent rivets on there, and it winds up looking just really, really cool. And then that can wind up going onto an airship body like that, and it winds up looking just really, really cool. So that's a quick tip for how you can use scrap pieces and parts to simulate metal on anything you like. That's one of the techniques that I use. Hope you found this interesting. If you have any other suggestions for things that you'd like me to show, again, I use pieces and parts all the time, various things that I find. Send me a comment and let me know what you'd like to see. Stephan Smith, Artsmith Craftworks. Have a great day. Okay, so now, as you can see, I've done what I said I was going to do, and I've added corrosion on the steampunk airship fins. And if you look closely, I've also put rivets on there. The corrosion, I just use basically a green paint. The color of corrosion on things with copper, brass, that kind of stuff varies a little bit. This one is kind of an apple green, but I've seen it done with more of a turquoisey color too. I mean, they really do kind of vary as far as what the corrosion actually looks like. If you look closely, like I said, the rivets on there are really nothing more than copper colored puffy paint like you would use on a t-shirt or something like that. It works really well to make the the simulation of rivets, so to speak. So you can see how, you know, I make the corrosion look like it drips and runs, because obviously if this were on some kind of an airship, the fins would wind up getting rained on, get wet, that would run and drip, and that's kind of what you see going on there. That's been done on both sides. As you can see, the corrosion is running down on this one. You have to be mindful of that if you're going to do something like this, because you have to remember how those are going to go when they're in place. So this one would go on an airship, something like that, because it's hanging down. This other one I've got over here, I did it so that, you know, this one would be the one that is up, so the corrosion is running down, and that one would go, you know, up on top like so. So the corrosion has to make sense, otherwise it's going to look really weird. So that's really kind of the last step. The only other thing I did is I drilled holes on the bottom edge. I would use wire then to glue up in there, and that's what would be used to attach those to the body of the airship. So that's basically how I do this style of fin. If you have any questions, I'd love to have you comment. This will probably wind up appearing not only on the website but also on my Facebook page, which is facebook.com/Artsmith Craftworks. My website is artsmithcraftworks.com. Feel free to leave a comment, ask questions, leave me suggestions for other things you'd like to see, and stay tuned. I'll have more things coming up.